That's not a cut. That's a slice.
Now this is a quack hook.
Oh,
Short
wow.
and into the right rough, headed to the trees.
Oh my God, it's a shank. He decided to re-tee. That's a shank. Oh, man.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of the Two-Way Myth podcast. As always, we appreciate you wherever, whenever you might be listening and hopefully watching. I am one of your hosts, Mr. Regz, and I am, as always, I'm joined by the good buddy Banksy, who's already rocking Masters gear, even though we're about a month away. Good for you, buddy. How's it going tonight, man? How you doing? How's it going? Busy day on the golf course today?
Oh man, it was wild out there today. Tell you what.
Does anybody work around you? Apparently everyone just has all this time.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I guess not, because we had a whole young, old, we had everybody out there today.
Just apparently in central Pennsylvania, it's like, oh, it's nice out. Screw it. I'm not working today.
Time for golf. It was wild, 8 a.m. through about 6:15 this evening. Plus the guys that show up at 7:15 for their tee time asking if they can get out. Can we get out early? Like, nope. You can't. Sorry. So yeah, it was wild today, and tomorrow's the same thing. So it's great. It's great for the golf course. But yeah, it's a long day, fielding phone calls, questions, all kinds of stuff. But
what was the best question today?
the best question, it's not, I wouldn't say it's the best question. It's the people that come in and we're clearly full. There's not a spot left in the parking lot. There's just people everywhere. And like, oh hey, any chance we can get off the back? Like, I want to punch you right in the face.
What's their reasoning to eventually they're gonna run into people just, no matter what? Like, I don't.
It's like a reflex where that's the only thing they can come up to say. They'll see three groups waiting, heading down to the first tee. Like, you have a group on the first tee, you have a group on the putting practice green, and then and it's just like an instant reflex. Well, hey, can we get off the back? Like, no.
There's other people out there.
It's a stupid question.
These aren't the first people going around.
And then sometimes it gets better when you tell them no. Like, there's a follow-up question. Oh, really? Why not? It doesn't look. There's nobody on 10. Can we just go up 10? It's like, man. I'd rather refund your money and tell you to leave.
That's right. It would open up some space.
That lets you play it all right now because you're stupid. That's
hilarious. It's probably all the same type of person who asked that question too, right?
Yeah. And then I did have a woman call me yesterday to make a time for today, and she's like, yeah, and who are we playing with? And I said, well, I don't recognize the names, but it's another twosome. Well, what's the name under? So I tell her name. She says, is that a man's name? I say, well, I think so. So
yeah,
to
right.
me, it sounds like, well, maybe you want to call them and let them know that they're going to be playing with two women tomorrow. I said, no, we're equal opportunity golf course here. Like, I think it'll be fine. And then she proceeds to go off on how women get misrepresented as slow players and this. And I said, listen, I can book you the tee time or not.
Right. Yeah.
Everything will be fine.
Someone's calling me 2 minutes from now to take it if you're not taking it.
Yeah, but yeah, she wanted me to reach out to the other group and let them know that they would be playing with two women. So yeah, I'm not gonna
We're not gonna do
that. Yeah, no.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. So little tidbits here and there that and then you always have the person that calls you on the phone and wants to have just like a full blown conversation
Oh my gosh.
with you, and it's like, buddy, I got 12 people in line right now that I'm trying to check in. Like the fact that, your daughter's birthday is on Saturday.
Right. And you're trying to get your tea time in
Like,
before
it's
lunch.
yeah, I
Oh
I
my.
gotta go. I
Yeah,
gotta
right.
go.
Right. We were, oh my gosh, that reminds me so much. I went to pick up food from a restaurant, and the guy is on at the counter is on the phone, and he's got the menu out, and you can tell the person on the phone is like, well, how about this one? And the guy's like, yeah, people like that one. And then the next question is, what's on it? And he has to read out the ingredients
Yeah.
for the thing, because this person has not taken the time to look up the menu. They're literally just like asking, well, what sandwiches do you have? Or, like, what sides do you have? And then they don't order anything. The guy spent 10 minutes on the phone, and he put the phone down, and I said, I looked at him, I was like, they didn't order anything. And he just looked at me like, I don't even want to speak right now, because I might put this phone through the window. Oh my gosh. Just looking for somebody to talk to. Have them run through the menu.
Customer service. Yeah.
Oh my God. It's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Credit card payments over the phone. That gets me a little heated too. Like,
what do they,
no.
yeah, why would they need to do that?
It's like, well, we put on a lot of our registrations like no over the phone credit card payments. Like it takes time. You probably live within 5 miles of the golf course. You need to come in and do it. Sure enough, hey, can you take my credit card over the phone? Oh,
But for what?
Just registering for a tournament, registering for a league, renewing their gin handicap.
Yeah.
All kinds of shit. Like, no,
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Well, you and I got together on a much less crowded day on the golf course.
yeah, how about
this past weekend? As per usual, when we make plans to golf, every other day is fine except for the day that we want to get out there. And so sure enough, Sunday rolls around, Saturday rolls around, and we have had these plans for what, a month and a half, maybe more.
Oh yeah, maybe more. Yeah.
And again, the other days weren't warm by any means, but it wasn't raining. It wasn't crazy. And then sure enough, I wake up at 6 o'clock, whatever it is, ready to go. You're texting me the night before, like, what do you want to do? And sure enough, out we get. And it was a little wet. It was
Just
a little
a smidge.
Hey, it wasn't windy though.
It was not windy, and I feel like we got away with it. I really thought, like, okay, we're gonna play 4 holes.
I thought at 9 we were going to be done.
Were you ready to be done at 9?
No, I just mean, like, I think I said on 7. I was like, if we make it through, like, it had started kind of coming down at that point.
Yeah.
And I was like, if we make it through the front, I feel like we did pretty good.
Yeah.
And then we finished 9. We're like, nope, let's keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling. And it could have been a lot worse, I guess. I don't know. It wasn't. I was prepared for like torrential downpour. Like, there's no way we can go.
Right.
And then it's like, all right, it's misting, then it rained, and then it stopped, and then it rained, and then it misted. Like it kept teasing us a little bit.
Yeah. It did stop for like the last 4 or 5 holes though.
It did. And I feel like it was just warm enough.
It was.
That we could keep going.
Yeah.
The only thing, like your fingers
get cold. Yeah.
Fingers were a little chilly.
That's right. They were.
But yeah, we finished, and that's pretty much the end of the story, right? We can move on.
I have to talk about this.
Okay. All right.
It's a big deal for me.
You deserve it.
Not so much me and you, just my actual score. I think I'd rather talk about. But anyway, we had discussed on previous pods that we were going to play a little match. Our plan was to obviously film it for the YouTube channel, but we're not going to film on a crappy rainy day. So we bagged that, but we kept the match going, which was a ton of fun. So I stepped up on the first tee, getting 25 shots from you. And that's how we played. So again, I make a bogey, you make a par, you get a stroke back, so on and so forth. And I think at the turn, I was still up 14.
I think it was
something like that, 13, 14.
Yeah.
So I'd done all right. Had done okay by my standards, but at the very least.
You were playing really well. And again, you had a couple good tee balls, but your second and third shots were incredible. Like, they were incredible. And I made you putt everything out.
That's
like,
right.
You make it draining putts too. Like, it was. So yeah, I think 14 shots sounds about right going into the back nine. And I was playing pretty well.
You were.
You were just playing equally
by my standards.
well.
Yeah, playing well.
So,
and
yeah.
So by the time we got out, again, I feel like there was a pretty good chance if like 10, 11, 12, like 13 went worse. I think like you definitely could have gotten there. I kind of held on. I'd never lost too many strokes on a hole.
I needed you to have a big number, and it never happened.
That's true. I went the whole day without having a 7 or an 8, I think. No, I had a 7 because I doubled. Yeah, I doubled one of the par 5s, I think. But again, that wasn't like a blow up. That was like just, I think I 3-putted from a stupid place for no reason.
Yeah. And I though 16, I knew that it was pretty much done. I mean, you still had a good amount of a good shot lead, but 16, when you hit that bunker shot,
yeah,
I was like, all right,
yeah,
this is it. He's done. He did it. There's nothing I can do.
That was I think it was a first or second bunker. I think that was the first bunker shot of the day. I don't know if I had one any other time.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was the first one of the day, and I probably shouldn't have gone towards the flag as much. Like, there was plenty of room to like go out sideways and make sure it didn't get really, really bad. I don't know. Somehow I pulled it off. I don't know how.
And it was a longer bunker shot too, and you pulled it off. Like, it was good. Like, I had fun watching it because, again, some of your tee balls were a little shaky.
Yeah, most of them. We can say most of them.
Your second shot, your wedge shots, you hit some really good wedge shots.
I did. So, I had a couple fun ones too.
You did, right? And I think number 3, you hit an amazing like flop, 60-yard flop shot to 6 inches.
That was fun.
Like, damn it! Like, you could have bladed that. You could have easily bladed that over the green into the water.
I got very lucky that that it was sitting up a little bit. Makes it a little bit easier for us really bad players to get under it a little.
So yeah, all in all, I don't even know, what did the match end up at the end?
8 or 9. I think I ended up winning by 8 or 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was 9 because you shot 72, right?
I did.
Yeah, and I had 88.
It's a good old,
which was wild
whooping.
Because, like you said, if you shot anything in the 70s.
Well, I gave myself, our friend on and off the show, Mr. Hoover. I told him, I said, if I shoot 75 or less, I'm going to get him.
Yeah.
Because I know you haven't played. I know you're struggling off the tee.
Mm-hmm.
Add the weather conditions, which I thought would have worked in my favor, and it didn't. Yeah, you played well, man. It was fun to watch. You played really well. I mean, I can't you get off the tee box a little bit better.
God, I need to figure
Who-
that out.
Who knows what your score would have been?
Yeah.
But it was fun. I think we got some footage, but not a lot because it was just it was raining.
Yeah. It was survival mode at that point.
Yeah,
You're just like, we're just gonna worry about having some fun, staying out here, staying warm. Yeah. It was good. It was a blast. I had a lot of fun. I think
Yeah.
again, for a guy like me, especially when I have to if I have to put everything out, it's usually like it's not great. Like I had a couple times where I'd miss some just terrible ones. Like no reason it probably shouldn't go in. And again, probably ones on a normal day that you're giving to me. They were, close enough, but it yeah, I was able to not make anything too bad. Like I never, again, same golf ball the whole day.
That's right.
Huge deal.
Same
Again,
ball.
For guys like me, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. I didn't like put one onto the road on 9 or like you said on 16, which I'm prone
9 or 16,
prone to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the competition part was fun. It was a good time,
right? Yeah.
And again, we're good enough friends that like we can jab each other a little bit and like never get mad at what somebody else is saying. So like,
right.
Again, I think if it's a normal day, like instead of being, if I hit a great 3-wood, you're 50 yards past me, with some rollout and stuff like that, you're probably 70 yards past me. It probably makes a bit of a difference. And look, probably if you were very nice and let us play a tee up from the tips. If we're playing the tips, like I think it's probably a different story. I don't have the same kind of iron shots into some of those holes if we're playing from far back with the way I'm struggling getting off the tee. But
yeah, I don't know. I did what I said I needed to do, and you just crushed it.
One of these days we're gonna figure out how to get me off the tee properly.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I think it's an easy fix. I saw some things.
But this is why I freaking love. God, golf is so much fun.
I know.
Because like this is what I have my not fill, because that's the wrong word, but it's like that's all I needed to want to play golf for the rest of the year.
It gets the juices flowing, man.
It was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
We
had a good time.
And again, it was like had the course to ourselves, still got around in like 3 hours, even with the weather. It was a good time. It's always a good time to just get out on the golf course and be around some buddies and have a good time. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. We're gonna get a nice day one of these days and actually film it and put it up on YouTube. But I might have to. You might only be giving me 20 next time.
Well, yeah, you're not getting 20. You're not getting 25.
I should have just been really terrible, so I kept getting more and more, and then eventually I beat you, build up the tension a little bit. But it was a blast. We'll get out there again for sure. But
absolutely,
it was a good time. I was glad we were able to get it in and get all 18 holes in. Was great.
Yeah, right. Great. How about it?
But all right. Well, there is some professional golf to talk about this week.
Those guys.
I know everyone would just like to hear about us playing more and more, but I guess we'll talk about them for a little bit. So the Players Championship starts tomorrow over there at the headquarters of the PGA Tour. This, again, the great thing about this week is that all the names are there. Nobody skips this week unless they're injured, obviously, or something like that comes up. But it's a great tournament for as much as like they're cheesy about, that golden guy or all this, blowing smoke up their own ass, which they like to do. during this
Yeah.
week. The tournament's always fun. It usually produces a great winner. And the last round is typically always pretty exciting. Anything in particular about the players that you enjoy or that that
Well,
sticks out each time they do this?
I'm super curious to see, how Scotty Scheffler comes out. I mean, he made a putting change last week at the Arnold Palmer and just ran away with it. All of a
Mhm.
sudden, again, man, you can do all the technical work and this and that, and sometimes it's just a different feel.
Yeah.
He threw a mallet putter in his bag, I guess a spider, I think,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
just a totally different putter. All of a, you get that confidence up, you roll a few putts in, and it's like, yeah, I'm back. So, did we pick people for this one? This is like kind of the unofficial, like this is an unofficial fifth
Yeah. I
major.
don't
Did
believe
we
we
pick?
did. Let me double check.
We didn't. I can't remember if we did, but um,
We did not.
Scotty Scheffler's been so good, and now if he continues to make putts, like I'm really anxious to see him play.
Yeah.
Because all these other guys, you just don't know what you're gonna get. Like nobody, you just you don't know what you're gonna get. It's gonna be wild. It should be a great tournament. I love all the names that are still left that are there. But what I think they're playing for like 10 million
Yeah.
bucks.
It's a lot of money.
That's a pretty big incentive
Yep.
to play well. I still like I still have Rory on my mind. Like, where is he? When is he going to dominate? Like, he has such a weapon with that driver. When's he gonna break out again? It's almost like he needs a second. Like, he's to the point now where he almost needs a second career, right? Like, he came out of the gate. He won 4 majors in a relatively short amount of time, and he did it looking good. Like, he
Mhm.
did it very impressively. And now it's been, what, 10, 12 years
Yeah.
since. So I almost feel like this is a start of a new career for him. Like, he's got to. I want to see him do well, especially how much he's invested in the PGA Tour, and he kind of got shafted by sketchball Monahan.
Yeah.
You know, I think Roy's to the point where he's like, I'm finished with all the press and the PR. Like, dude, just go fucking golf, right?
Yeah, I mean, you certainly hope. I like I think it's just really tough for Rory because there was a year where he won a bunch of PGA Tour tournaments, right? He won like 4, I think, or 5 almost. He won a playoff event. That year he won the FedEx Cup. He won a playoff event. He like had won a bunch of PGA Tours like tournaments but didn't win a major. And it's like
Right.
for any other guy, we're looking at that and we're like, this is a career year.
Yeah.
Rory just has a different standard. It's just different. Like, again, maybe winning a Players is a little more elevated than maybe a regular PGA Tour event. But even let's say if he wins like the Memorial or something like that, like, does anybody really care? Like, we
No,
don't,
and
like, we're just going to look right past it and be like, has he won? Like, did he win at Augusta? Has he won another major?
and I think that's his mindset too.
Yeah.
I don't think he cares about other. I shouldn't say he doesn't care, but those are not like his super high priority list. Like his number one focus is Augusta.
Yeah.
Like, that is, I guarantee you, that's all he thinks about
Yeah.
is Augusta. That's all he thinks
Yeah,
about.
he has to get this Grand Slam, the career Grand Slam. Like he has
And
to.
then right behind that is probably, okay, I'll take any major.
Yeah.
But he has to eat, breathe, and sleep Augusta. Like, he has to.
Yeah.
There's no way he doesn't.
Yeah.
Because he wants it. I do believe that he wants it so bad.
I think he just understands what a career Grand Slam means.
Sure.
Like I think he understands the context and the history of it. And
And
where again, I think people would be very happy if he won, let's just say, another Open championship or something like that.
yeah, I'd love to see him win. I think he deserves it. Yeah, I mean he's yeah, I just think he's a deserved
But it's like you
player,
said,
and
it's almost like winning the Masters would take such a weight off his shoulders.
yeah.
I don't think you'd be surprised if he won a Masters, won an Open championship, and then like was almost won every major that he played in for the next 5 years.
If he could get,
you know what I mean?
yeah, if he could get that Masters victory, he could just blow off
Right. And then it's over.
a
Like
couple
you did
more.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be shocked if he does that if he won 2 or 3 more in the next 5 years after that.
Yeah, I completely, again, it's like a second career. It's like Phil when he finally won his first Masters.
Yeah.
Like, he went on to have an amazing career from a major perspective, where he got that first one and just, won several more over the next couple years, where Rory's in the same spot. Like, it's time for his second career and I'm going to start with the Masters. I'm going to get that one, and then I'm going to get several more after that.
Yeah.
So I'm pulling for Rory, and as always, I'm hoping that not only in the players, I'm hoping that some of those bigger names are at the top of the leaderboard, because at this point, like, that's all I really care about. Like, I just can't. I'm not a fan of looking at a leaderboard where I don't know anybody's name.
All right. Well, speaking of big names, let's run through the top 10
Run them down.
odds favorites here. So, in order 1 to 10. Scotty number 1, not shocking. Rory number 2, Xander number 3, Victor Hovland 4, Homa 5, JT at 6. Interesting.
Huh.
Our boy Willie at 7, coming off a good week. Finally showed like he could, play again after the back surgery and all that stuff. Cantlay at 8, Morikawa 9, and Ludwig Aberg at 10. That's an interesting one.
Interesting.
At number 10. Look, I think Scotty's the best tee to green player on the planet right now. Like the stuff he's doing from a ball striking perspective, really, when people are putting it in context, like the only other person they're talking about is Tiger.
Right.
Like that's how good he's playing from tee to green.
Yeah. And it couldn't be any less looking like
Right. It
Tiger.
couldn't look any less cool.
Yeah, like the swing is all over the place. The
Yeah.
feet are, the feet are ridiculous. Like, it's not. I don't know. It's not pretty. It is pretty, but it's not pretty. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that, but it's just like, how does that ball do what
Right.
it's doing?
You're almost like, you're
with
almost
that-
in shock that
Yeah. Right.
he does what he does and then the ball is where it is. And when it finally, lands and then it's just exactly where he wants to put it all the time.
For sure. For sure.
So again, him looking like he's semi figured out the putting thing would make him a clear favorite. Like he's plus 550 and Rory's plus 1400. Like there's a big gap there.
Yeah.
Between who they think is going to win this thing. Rory has a players, right? Does he have one? Does he have more than one?
I think he has one.
Yeah.
He beat Jim Furyk, whatever
That's
years
right.
ago that was.
Yeah.
Furyk had it. I mean,
Yeah, that's
almost
right.
had it in the bag. Rory kind of came out finished strong, I think, to beat it. But yeah, Furyk had it.
Yeah. And then Like, I don't know. Xander, is what it is. Hovland, hasn't been playing great. We haven't really seen his name around, which is crazy.
What the hell?
I don't know.
You were just how do guys just fall off like that?
Yeah, I don't know.
And we talk about that all the time. Like, yeah, what the hell, man? Like, you were the guy. Like, you looked unstoppable.
Yeah.
I haven't heard your name other than the ugly clothing that you're wearing. That's all I've heard about.
I think
Xander,
I think he could use one of these. Victor.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Xander can't close for shit. I'm not. That's he's not going to do it.
Yeah.
Cantlay's sneaky. I could see him. I could see him being around for sure.
Mm-hmm. Again, Will's going to have to put it together for another week. He usually plays well in the hardest tournaments, So I don't see any reason why he can't be in there. Like JT is playing okay. He's certainly playing better than he was, so I understand why they're putting like a big name up there.
Right.
Max has just been playing all right. Like he hasn't been playing great.
Yeah.
Colin, kind of the same thing, right? He had an okay week last week. And I mean, look, Ludwig is a great player. I'm not really sure why he's 10. Let's look at the next 10 and maybe see. So the next 10, Sam Burns, Jordan Spieth, Hideki. Like, why wouldn't Hideki be above Ludwig? I'm not sure. Tommy Fleetwood, Shane Lowry, Russell Henley, Siwoo Kim, Wyndham Clark. Again, Wyndham Clark has been playing really well too. Yeah. I'm not sure why Wyndham Clark wouldn't be up there. But again, like nobody after that, it's like Cam Young, Tony Finau, Jason Day, Sahith. And then you're just kind of like in the, okay, cool section.
You're in no man's land.
Yeah, I mean, I know who these people are, but it's like, yeah, great. Like, who cares? Not really who we're worried about. I mean, this is one of those weeks where you missed the Rahm, obviously, DJ, even Bryson, Patrick Reed always played pretty well.
Yeah,
Koepka,
I guess.
even Neiman, Cam Smith. This is one of the weeks you kind of feel those guys not being around.
Do you find it concerning at all? I know the whole Genesis thing. I had food poisoning. I didn't feel good. I was dehydrated. Are you concerned at all that Tiger is not in the field? I find it very interesting that he's not in the field, especially with, hey, you're going to see me once a month, and hey, I didn't pull out of the Genesis because I was hurt. I didn't feel good.
Yeah.
Well, now here we are 2 months later. You have a tournament of the players' magnitude. Still has a month to then prepare for Augusta. Is it, to me, and especially with Tiger, because we never get the full truth or full story with him, to me, it's concerning that he's not playing this week.
I think it's maybe more, I don't know if concerning is the right word, but it's confusing why we don't have a reason.
Yeah.
You'd think for a tournament like this, you'd expect him to say something.
But you haven't heard anything from anybody.
No. The only real news that came out was when the field had to be kind of set. That Tiger wasn't in it. There was never here's why. Or Tiger put out a statement saying, really sorry I have to miss, the players. Here's what's going on. None of that. It's just kind of in radio silence.
Yeah, which, that concerns me. Like, I think there's something wrong.
Yeah, I mean, all evidence
I
at the Genesis does seem to point to some sort of sickness.
Right.
Like, I don't know, we didn't see anything physically that led us to believe. I mean, look, he wasn't playing great, but who expected him to play awesome? You know what I mean? Like, but there wasn't the wincing, the walking looked fine, nothing seemed like he tweaked his back or anything like that. Again, we don't know. But no one
So
has
my
come
o-
out. No one has come out to the contrary, I guess. That, you know, oh, he's really dealing with this, this, and this.
Yeah, like not even like, hey, sorry, I'm gonna, miss. I'm putting all my focus and energy into getting prepared for Augusta. He's got this whole clothing line around. It's a new day. I don't know. Something's just not sitting right
Yeah, it's very
with
weird that we don't have a reason.
with me because if he's healthy, there's no reason he shouldn't be playing this week.
I agree with that. Yes.
Something's not right.
Yeah. Listen, we're not hoping something's wrong,
Oh my
but
God, no. Hell no.
right now it's just very difficult to speculate anything other than that because this is a big deal tournament, and you would kind of think that he would be there. It's also like it's relatively flat. It's not like a really hard walk in terms of the course. So yeah, it is very interesting that he's not there, and we don't have a reason why. And you would have thought one would have come out by now, and it hasn't, and nobody seems to be pressing for one. So
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
a
don't
weird
know.
one. You're right. It's a weird
nervous.
one.
I'm nervous.
I don't. Yeah, I hear you. I think there's
I'm
there's
nervous
reason to
because-
be, and that makes me sad because I really just want to see him
Yeah,
at Augusta and healthy.
It just makes me think there's something wrong, and they're not telling us. And
Yeah.
now my mind's in the gutter,
Yeah,
and it's
right.
gonna, a week before Augusta, are we gonna be like, hey guys, it's Tiger. I'm officially retired.
The
from
ankle's
golf."
infected,
Like,
and I had to cut it
yeah,
off. Like,
yeah. Oh my God.
I'm knocking on wood. I don't want that to happen. I'm taking
Yeah,
that out of the universe.
Something's not sitting right with me. But
Yeah.
we'll see. I mean, again, we definitely won't see him till Augusta if he plays.
Right.
But what the hell?
Yeah. All right. Before we make our predictions, cool thing again, they're bringing back the every shot live kind of thing, so you can go back and see every shot of every player in the whole tournament, a la the Masters, which has been doing this for a long time. Thanks for stepping up your game, PGA Tour. But online, you'll be able to go back and watch every shot of every player in the field, no matter what. So it's always a cool feature. I tend to stick to feature groups. Like, I generally don't watch the general broadcast until Sunday. Like, when I'm sitting here and I'm working and I got it up on like a separate screen, I'm like picking a feature group that I want to be into. The commentators are much more like locked in. They're there to show every single shot. So luckily with this kind of field, they'll have some great feature groups that, have plenty of good players in them. So that's what I'll be locked into. But again, being able to go back and be like, oh, so-and-so eagled this. Like, let's go back and watch every shot and then maybe watch like another 2 or 3 holes. But it's just one of those things that'll be good. It's a good feature.
And that's exactly why being disqualified for signing the wrong scorecard should not be a thing.
Conversation for another day.
Another day.
And again, or you can go and listen to 2 podcasts ago when we talked about it. All right. So if you have to predict a winner, who are you going with?
There's no reason not to go with Scotty Scheffler right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think of anybody else that I could say that would make any sense.
Want to see Rory do well. I want to see Hovland do well. But
Here you
there's
go.
nobody.
I'm going to go out on a limb. Hideki's winning it.
Hideki. All right, I'm going to go out on a limb then too. Tommy Fleetwood.
I like it. All right, hold on. I'm writing this down. I'm putting this in our predictions.
Okay.
We'll see. Let's get another bullet going here. The players. All right. Regz. Going with Hideki. Banksy. Tommy. I like it. I like that we went again. If you're actually putting money on it, probably just put it on Scotty and you'll be fine. But to try and add some interest to this, I'm going Hideki. I think he's playing well, and I think he's got the game that he can play well here. If he's ball striking like he can, like there's no reason he can't be around this.
Sure.
Be up near the top of this at this course. Yeah,
I'm good with that. And I think Tommy Fleetwood's first PGA Tour victory. Why not the Players?
Why not? That would be pretty crazy that he doesn't win anything and then he wins a Players is the first one.
Let's do it.
All right. I like it. That's good stuff. Again, all respect to our boy Willie, but you're just a little too close to the top to be any fun to choose. All right, man. Well, look, it should be a good one. It's always a good tournament, a good field. It should be a lot of fun to watch. I'll enjoy watching feature groups and looking back on some shots here and there. But we hope that everyone has a good Players Week. We hope that you enjoyed your week so far. If you have gotten out on the golf course, let us know. Shoot us a comment on the YouTube video. You can find us on social media, things like that. If you want to reach out on Instagram, it's at B&B Podcast. Twitter, it's at the Two-Way Miss. You can also find him, Mr. Banksy, on Instagram, Fairbanksc23, or go follow Overlook Golf Course. Drop the guy a follow over there. You can find me on Twitter, Big Regz with a Z. Also, click that big red button on YouTube. We record every podcast in video format as well as audio, so you can find us on YouTube. Just search B&B Podcasts. You can also find us anywhere you find your podcasts: Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Google. Leave a rating, leave a comment on the podcast. It helps us get noticed, when people are searching for golf podcasts, wherever they find them. But we appreciate everyone. We will get back to you guys with another time where we will get together again and play some golf. And this time we will film it. It will be nice. We're going to put that into the universe. So we appreciate everyone for listening, watching. As always, we thanks to everyone who sticks with us and continues to download, continues to watch the YouTube videos. We can't thank you enough. Hopefully you're getting out there on the golf course sometime soon. If you are, let us know. But until next week, we will be back next week with a recap of the Players and anything else interesting that happened. So we appreciate you all, and we will talk to you next week.
Swing hard, everyone.
Oh, it's not a cut. That's a slice.
Now this is a quack hook.
Oh,
Short
wow.
and into the right rough, headed to the trees.
Oh my, that's a shake. He decided to re-tee